Connection established.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
On our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info Abuja. There you find us on YouTube. All right, let's dig into the papers. Do you remember the stories have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers? And we on Nigeria Info are only informing you at this time of the headlines as we have it for today.
This is Morning Crossfire.
Let's take a look at stories as we have them from the Vanguard for today. Also reading from the Punch newspaper. And surely enough, we'll take on This Day, Daily Trust, and Leadership newspaper for today. Okay? Let's start off with Vanguard newspaper for today. Tinubu's victory, war in Afenifere as Fasoranti tackles Adebanjo. Interim government. Nigerians won't be intimidated into submission. Labour Party replies DSS. Opponents kick as governors-elect get certificates of return. Federal government saved 3.9 trillion naira from port concession, according to Astrop. Banks to set up 20 million US dollars capital to boost innovative market. Ramadan Talk Day is also there. Cut off distractions. Launch yourself to a higher spiritual level. Hope rises for 2023 budget as Bonny Light price rebounds. Suko as NLNG boosts healthcare services in Lagos and 3 others. PDP blew 12.5 billion naira in 2 months, says Wike. Alleged interim government plot criminal punishable by death, says lawyer. I won't fail you. OT vows, advises looters to return public funds. I won't run away from EFCC after leaving office, says Wike. Other stories in the Vanguard for today. You would also want to read about NDLEA operatives extrajudicially killed my 43-year-old son, says 80-year-old, alleges 80-year-old now. Ondo killer grandma dies in hospital. Contract workers, labor demand equal pay for equal work. Bandits execute 5 of 60 abducted villagers in Niger State. How politicians plot to achieve interim government, DSS. There's a story about that, but I'm also hearing another update that the DSS have said, no, that's not true. Well, we'll wait around and just follow through with the details on that as well. Okay. Now, other stories you want to read about from the entertainment section. Trouble for Portable as IG wades in, vows to probe clash with police. Now, let's go to This Day newspaper for today and to read stories from there. Shell pays federal government over 4.5 billion US dollars in royalties, taxes, and others to Nigeria. Accident now. NMDPRA plus safety audit of operations in downstream oil and gas sector. Keeping up with This Day now, other stories of interest. AFCTA, Edo receives delegation from Benin Republic, explores investment opportunities in natural gas. Other now, Buhari should remove petrol subsidy as parting gift to Tinubu. Senate sets a panel to recover 6 trillion naira ground rent from property owners. Federal government okays 24.2 billion naira free internet for 20 airports, varsities, markets. All right, well, these are some of the leading stories here and there. NCC blames fast data depletion on global explosion of new technologies. You can read more about some of these headlines as we have them in this day for today. All right. And just to follow through, I did say something about that DSS story that is being refuted. Well, the release from the DSS, I'm making an attempt to read it now so that I can share with you. The Department of State Services, DSS, has identified some key players in the plot of an interim government in Nigeria. The service considers the plot being pursued by these entrenched interests as not an aberration, but a mischievous way to set aside the Constitution and undermine civil rule, as well as plunge the country into an avoidable crisis. The illegality is totally unacceptable in a democracy and to the peace-loving Nigerians. This is even more so that the machination is taking place after the peaceful conduct of the elections in most parts of the country. The planners, in their many meetings, have weighed various options, which include, among others, to sponsor endless violent mass protests in major cities to warrant a declaration of state of emergency. Another is to obtain frivolous court injunctions to forestall the inauguration of new executive administrations and legislative houses at the federal and state levels. The DSS supports the president and commander-in-chief and in his avowed commitment to a hitch-free handover, and will assiduously work in this direction. It also supports the Presidential Transition Committee, or Council rather, and as such other related bodies in the state. It will collaborate with them and sister security and law enforcement agencies to ensure seamless inauguration come 29th of May 2023. Consequently, the service strongly warns those organizing to thwart democracy in the country to retract from these devious schemes and orchestrations. Stakeholders, notably judicial authorities, media and civil societies, are enjoined to be watchful and cautious to avoid being used as instruments to subvert peace and stability of the nation. While its monitoring continues, the DSS will not hesitate to take decisive and necessary legal steps against these misguided elements to frustrate the obnoxious intentions. Well, this would have to be the statement from the DSS as released by Peter Afunaya, Dr. Peter Afunaya, Public Relations Officer, Department of State Services, National Headquarters, Abuja, yesterday. So this clears things up from the DSS to warn everyone to be conscious and not get involved in all kinds of stories that are out there. Now, moving on to Punch newspaper for today. Why Ihedioa withdrew from Imo PDP primary group speaks about this. NICA inaugurates governance committees. Ngige wants Tinubu government to review minimum wage. How I will tackle police corruption, PSC chairman. Elon Musk calls for pause in AI development. Arrest interim government plotters, APC PDP tells DSS. Presidency, rare privilege I won't squander, says Tinubu. Federal government charges First Bank MD orders with forgery. Whitney, Lagos begins trial of Chrisland School and workers today. U.S. raises visa fees for students and visitors. Lagos courtist on revenge mission hack cobbler to death. Other stories, 26 children, 125 adults, Libyan returnees land in Lagos. Kidnappers linked to murder, Ogun couple's abduction nabbed. Court remands herbalist orders for murder. Again, rainstorm destroys buildings, property in Ondo State. Drivers lament extortion by transport union workers. 9 die, 13 injured in Bauchi crashes. Kwara University graduates protest delayed NYSC mobilization. 2 BDC operators remanded over 71 million naira fraud. All right, well, these are stories from Punch. Let's go on to Daily Trust now. Some politicians plotting to halt Tinubu's inauguration, according to DSS. I was pressured to manipulate Abia Guba election. INEC returning officer speaks about her experience. And I'll play this experience for you in the 7 o'clock hour. That's Professor Otina. I'll play her experience for you, what she said about that in the 7 o'clock hour. Estate developer charged with assault on employee's friend. Other stories. AEA urges MSMEs to adopt more technology. Hunter killed, 2 arrested as security agents battle kidnappers in Ogun State. U.S. increases fee for non-immigration visa application. APC's Gawuna accepts defeat, congratulates Kano governor-elect. My wife's children won't be part of governance. Abba Gida speaks about this. That's the governor-elect for Kano. Other stories of interest, still with Daily Trust now. Fake OK's 24.2 billion naira free internet for 20 airports, universities, and markets. Attacks on oil facilities, not best way to call for the government's attention. Buhari makes fresh appointments. APC governors, Tinubu will turn Nigeria around. And then you also find Tech Fund laments shortage of skills and task polytechnics on quality research. Finance Minister heads 10-man sports business committee. All right, well, these are stories there. Obi once again ascribing ethnic religious factor to obedient movement. Adamawa governorship. Northern women urged to deliver Binani from men's gang. To round off now from leadership. Interim government plot. Security experts, politicians warn against repeat of June 12 crisis. What can Shetima do for the North? Trapped 6 victims in Dubai cries out for help. Tech Fund tax polytechnics on quality research proposes. Other stories, Kaduna Governor-elect Ubasani named most community-friendly senator. Igbo progressives beg Yoruba in Lagos to overlook provocation. And still with leadership for today, Kobe Gubana group urges APC to adopt direct mode of primary election. We will win Adamawa, Kebbi, reclaim Kaduna, Nasarawa, Ogun, others, and PDP. Senate presidency, North Central won't be ignored. Senator Musa speaks about this. All right, well, these are stories we can read up more across the papers for today. That's Leadership, Daily Trust, Punch, Vanguard, and This Day. Do remember, the stories have been published under the editorial guide of various publishers, and we on Nigeria Info have only informed you of the headlines as we have them for today.
This is Morning Crossfire.
As we take on your calls and messages, we ask of you to follow through with our editorial guide. We ask of you to make sure your calls and messages are devoid of hateful speech, lies, fake news, and abuses. We ask of you to be truthful and factual as you share with us on Nigeria Info. We plead with you to keep your emotions in check as well as you speak to issues based on facts. Thank you so much for all you do. The numbers are now open, or the lines rather, open on 0700 951 0000 and then 080-9597-4869. You can also take on WhatsApp on 080-999-30137. Okay, let's take your calls on.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Thanks for joining in. Good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Charles. I'm calling from Usetu.
All right, Charles. I'm glad you joined in.
I want to talk about DSS and the plot to set an interim government. I remember a few months ago when there was this security advice from the British government and America. The Minister of Information came and called them alarmists. I want to ask whether the DSS have joined the alarmist group. That's number one. Secondly, I think things like this, the security agencies of Nigeria have been politicized. And we can't make progress until we sit down and discuss how to build a nation. If not, it's going to continue to be this back and fraud, all manner of play. This is not how nations are being run. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, you asked the question. Who knows who would offer you the answers? Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Femi.
Morning. Kingsley, welcome.
Yeah, Labour Party says that Nigerians cannot be intimidated by the DSS. Yes, cannot be intimidated. This DSS, they are proving to be partisan. During this election, people were chased away.
And was it DSS that chased people away?
They saw it. They were not.
No, that was not my question. Was it DSS that chased people away during the polls?
It's not DSS, but it's their duty. It's their duty to prove. Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm trying to understand you, sir.
Yes, how they are being proactive now. We are being proactive during the election. People were chased away. People, ethnic group were profiled. So they can't be so partisan like this. They have to be proactive.
I'm trying to understand what you mean by they being partisan. How are they being partisan? What did they do that indicates that they were partisan during the elections?
This proactive they are exhibiting now, did they exhibit it during the election when people were chasing people away?
Okay, can I ask you, what do you think the DSS do?
What they should do, they should be neutral. They should prevent an event from
What do they do? What do they do? What's their responsibility in the security architecture? That's what I mean.
Their responsibility is to maintain peace and order.
Okay.
But they were not proactive during the election, and now they are becoming proactive. That is my annoyance.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's a weighty allegation you put out there, but I wish you would understand a little bit more what the DSS does, and so that it would help in knowing if they were partisan or non-partisan. Okay. Good morning.
Hello, family.
How are you today?
Good morning. This is Mr. Ojo.
All right, Mr. Ojo. Good to have you on.
Thank you. The intelligence our people have before this now, why can't they work on it before election? That is number one. Number two, enough is enough. Nobody can intimidate a citizen again. All those things they are saying is not our own. Thank you.
Okay. Why do people think that they were trying to intimidate people with regards to this? I want to know. Maybe you guys know something I'm missing out on. Good morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Femi D.
Oh, good morning, madam.
Thank you. This is Mary. Thank you. How are you?
Very well. Good to connect with you.
This is Mary from Gwagwalada.
Okay, good.
I want to ask where DSS was when MC Oluomo was openly threatening people.
Okay. That's a good question.
Yes, I see this their report now as alarming, that they are hitting the polity. If a security agency has found people, he said they were meeting, people are holding meetings, what do you need to do? Is it not to arrest them? So a security agency will see people who are holding meetings, trying to truncate democracy, and then you come out and start raising alarm. I don't see that as genuine. I see that as just hitting the polity. They should do the right thing, just like others are saying. What they are doing now shows that they are partisan. They should be neutral and protect everybody. They should guarantee security for everybody, not for a particular group of people. All of us are Nigerians, and we deserve to be secured. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Femi.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
All right,
How's
welcome.
work going?
Good. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Frayo from Airport Food. Right now, I'm in MVC company calling you.
Okay, go on. I'm with you.
Yeah, my take is on the security, on the DSS comment. Are you getting me?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, DSS, from my own understanding, I believe they are not going to be partisan, honestly. Their statement is very, very unfair because where we are them, like others have said, during the election, all of them go hidden, pretend as if they are not noticing what is going on in the country. And there were crises everywhere, threatening everywhere. Now, after the election, it is obvious and clear, but everybody is afraid but we cannot run away. This is our country. We have no other place.
Okay.
DSS is not fair the way they are treating citizens.
Okay, can I ask you, I still would want somebody to tell me, what do you think is the role of the DSS in the security architecture of the country? I still want you to know.
Very much. When the DSS sees some certain threats or certain statements from certain person or individual that they want to kill, just like someone, it's not even hidden, almost said, did they go for arrest? When people are pursuing people to death, killing people everywhere, there were DSS every corner, even behind there, sitting there watching. So now DSS suddenly surfaced from somewhere to threaten people.
Okay, so here's the thing. They didn't threaten people. I understand. To inform people is different to threaten people.
From their statement,
I read the statement. I just read out the statement. There's no threatening in there for Nigerians.
But there were no DSS during the election. Where were then?
Are you sure? Are you sure there was no DSS during the election?
I'm very sure, my brother.
My brother, that's not accurate.
There were serious threats every corner. Okay, let them show me where is Oloma. Was Oloma coming from heaven when he was making all the statements? And DSS did not show up even a single day. People cried out and stopped crying, cleaned their faces. Now, all of a sudden, they say DSS said, so God help us. We are going nowhere if we continue like this, except God help us to understand ourselves on time.
And may God help us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, okay, so I've got 30 seconds or thereabout rather. The reason why I do ask, and if you still have more information on what you think the DSS stores in the security architecture, I do know what I know about how the DSS they operate. But here's a quick brief of what I would describe as some of the responsibility as. In sane situations, and I say in appropriate situations, they are not supposed to make arrest except it is a situation where it's unavoidable. They essentially are designed to provide intelligence to other security members and tell them, see, Olumo is doing this, that one is doing that, this one is doing this one is doing that. Arrest them. We feel that these people may truncate democracy or may go after democracy in the light of what they do. Now, whether they choose to inform or when they choose to inform, how they choose to inform, how frequently they choose to inform, and if they inform the right set of people is another ball game. Now, one thing I can tell you is this, that the DSS from time to time provides information to media and security architecture. This is what's going on, and we think there should be some level of action to be carried out. Whether that action is carried out by the appropriate security power starter is another ball game. In this instance, where they talk about people trying to truncate democracy, this falls directly under their purview. So one would understand why they would say, let's inform you that we're going to make arrests, if need be, for anyone trying to, truncate democracy in any sense of it. So that's a part of what they do. But do they do it all the time? That's the golden question that I think we may all need to answer. Stay close. This is Nigeria Info. I'll be back after the news. We'll talk more right here on Nigeria Info.